Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new video with me, Sherman. Today guys, I am not in Tyria anymore, where I was spending a lot of my time playing Guild Wars 2. I've actually moved on from Tyria to a more quieter place. More private place. Now, I'm going to leave it at that and just tell you what I've been up to. So I've been playing in a Vanilla Plus server in World of Warcraft and just been having a freaking ball with it. I can't really explain what's made me so excited about playing this. I really can't. I've tried to think about it 100 different ways, and honestly, all I can say is it's World of Warcraft Vanilla Plus, and it's amazing. The amount of content that I have run across alone as a low-level player has probably doubled or tripled my interest in this server. And the more I play, the more the lore and the storylines I connect with that are added. And that's because I feel like it really does fit World of Warcraft and the lore that it came from, Warcraft 3. And it just feels right. And again, I've been trying to put it into words, and I really can't. So, where am I? Well, I'm playing on a private server called Turtle WoW. And I found this through a video somebody posted. And when they posted the video, like when it popped up in my things, my video search, like I wasn't even looking for private servers in this. I was like refreshing my videos on YouTube. I just hit refresh and it popped up, this video popped up saying private server Turtle WoW, amazing, blah blah blah, and I was like, what? So I click on it and I was sitting there watching it, and I was just like as I'm watching it, it was like, the nostalgia feeling, like this is cool, like this looks really good. I'm gonna check it out. So I went and downloaded it and kind of started messing with it. Really wasn't into it in the beginning. And that's because I was playing other games with my brothers at the time, and we were all really infatuated by them. So I kind of tinkered with it. And then here recently I got back into it, and I decided I'm going to give this a real go. And when I did, I was hooked. I haven't been able to step away from this game, play other games and things, because I just haven't had an interest in those other games. And I can't put my finger on why. It's just happened. So I've just been really enjoying my time over here. It is a Vanilla Plus custom server, so it has everything that Vanilla WoW has with a lot of extras. And when I say a lot of extras, I think they're on update 1.16.4, and they've probably added, I think they said something like 200 plus new quests. Tons of new, and I think that was just one update. I don't think it's everything in total. I think everything in total is probably in the thousands of quests. Couple thousand quests. But you can be the High Elves instead of Blood Elves. And they're on the Alliance side. You can be Goblins on the Horde side, and they're not goblins like they are in WoW now. They're like goblins that are breaking away from the goblin faction and trying to create their own goblins group. So it's really interesting how they did that story. But I will say this, it fits more into the lore of Warcraft 3 than it does into the lore of World of Warcraft, where World of Warcraft was going. From what I understand, they are working on a lot of other things. They have an update coming out pretty soon, the point 4. We're in point 3. They're getting ready to release point 4. And that's going to add a lot of new quests. A new island that's never been in ever, Tel Benin or something like that, to the game. That's going to be a big quest hub area. They have custom places that they've added. And I don't know if they're custom or if they're just places that they added from the original, but they've done their own twist on it. And they've done this with a lot of different areas in the game. They've added things like, if you look at no, I can find it with the regular map. Like Trisfall Glade, they added this area. Down in, is it the wetlands? Yeah, they added the Dun Argarthi and Hawk's Vigil. They've added these new areas, and it's really cool to see like the stuff they've added with new quests. Even for the High Elves. The High Elves have their own story, like starting area and story, and then so does the goblins. They have their own starting area and story that leads you to different things. Like the High Elves end up in the in Elwyn Forest, and then you got to go meet a representative in Stormwind. They have like an enclave there, and then you get to go to their city that they've found up here called like it's up here on the coastline. And I think, I don't want to do this, but I think it's off of the Ghostlands area. Like, it's down over here. And none of this stuff here that you guys are seeing is in the game. Like, none of the Quel'The the Lost places are in the game. And then, like, in Kalimdor area, there's new questing places and stuff. Like in Dustwallow Marsh, there's some. There's some in Tannerus. I think there's some in Thousand Needles and in some other places. I know in the Mulgore area, I think there's a few quests. There's definitely some in Dunturo, some new quests, lots of them, and I'm pretty sure the Barrens as well. But the point is that these guys have taken what World of Warcraft could have been and created that. I know a lot of people are going to be like, yeah, but it's a private server, it takes away from WoW. I have my opinions on that. I mean, come on. Vanilla WoW is 20 years old. I don't see a problem with there being a private server for that. Now, if it was like a private server that was set up to the point of where World of Warcraft is now, Dragonflight, I would say there's a problem. Now, if it was like Dragonflight, but everything was redone and revamped, like a lot of the questing and all that kind of stuff, and it was more like, say, to the traditional like WoW leveling experience and kind of stuff, I don't think I'd have a problem with it. The company will, but that's not on me. How I feel about private servers is, if you just copy and paste what somebody else already does, then it's a problem. If you alter what they've done and added your own element to it, I don't see a problem with it. In fact, I would be respectful of that because of the fact I would treat it like a fan fiction thing. And that's how I feel about this. This is like when you watch a fan movie of Star Wars, or you watch a fan movie of, like, if somebody did a fan movie of World of Warcraft and they wind up being better than Warcraft the movie, then yeah, there would be a problem. But at the same time, I'd still watch it, and I'd probably still love it. But that's the point, is when you're a fan of something, you see it in a different light. You don't see it as, like somebody stealing the product and then doing something with it that they shouldn't. It's more or less, you see it and you go, this is really cool. I like what they've done here. And that's the way I see this. So I'll leave it at that and move on. So, how much fun am I having here? Well, if this doesn't tell you anything, I have 8 characters. They're all between the levels of 0 and 18, of course. And I'm just really enjoying myself here. Like, I bounce between characters. I'm an altaholic anyway, so. They have, like I said, they have some custom races. They have a few character races that can play certain classes that they couldn't before, like the dwarves can be mages, the orcs can be mages, the gnomes can be hunters, and the undead can be hunters. Yeah. So you have, like, those races can be certain things that they couldn't be before. And they have a few other races that don't have classes, like extra classes to them. And I'm wondering if they might not do that more later down the road. I'd be fine with whatever they do. Because so far, I'm more here for the lore and the experience than anything else. Like the new lore they're writing. Because to me, that is what makes this server so much better than others I've played. And I've played a few other private servers. I played Project Epoch, Everlook, and Ascension. Because as soon as I looked at Turtle WoW, like every time I'd refresh I watched that video, every time I refreshed my page, one of those ones would pop up. So I did check them out. But Turtle WoW to me just had an element to it that went a step further than those other things. Now, when it comes to like the High Elf race, their racial passives are a little bit the same, but also different. Like they have the arcane resistance, they have the enchanting specialization, they have bow specialization, and that's pretty much it. So like not a lot of things. Oh, and the Qualduri meditation, which allows you to regenerate mana, rage, and stuff like that, or energy. But other than that, that's it. Like they're not much different from from the Blood Elves, because they are Blood Elves, but they didn't go down that path. They actually fled instead of following the path of Taltharos, I think was his name. I'm slowly getting back into the lore, like getting back into like redoing my memory of the World of Warcraft lore, like the base World of Warcraft, nothing past it. And it's really hard for me to do that because I know the lore of everything past it. So going back and relearning new lore and stuff, to me, is really fun. I'm a lore junkie anyways. But the other way I look at this is, have any of you ever played like The Legend of Zelda, the original? And then you play Zelda 64, and then you play Windwalker or something. It's still Zelda, but with a different twist. Like Zelda, the original, and Zelda 64, or the Super Nintendo version of Zelda, and then the Zelda 64, were all the same game, just in a different environment, or different, different playability. And I think that, like, when you talk about that and how those games were the same but different, that's how I feel about this. It's like that. And it's not really the nostalgia that brought me back. It's what they've done with the world and the lore. Because I am a huge lore junkie. Like, every game I play, I deep dive the lore. Because I want to know more about it. Like, when Darktide was coming out, I deep dived the lore of Warhammer stuff. And the lore's just too overwhelming for me. So I just learned the basics. But I got into it because of it. Because it's something that intrigues me. And I'm really excited for the TV show. But enough about that. Back to this. So I've been in this for about a week now. Hardcore. And all I can say is I have not had this much fun in an MMO in a long time. And I don't know if, again, it's the nostalgia or the rose-tinted glasses or what. But it's just been like, it's kind of like going home. The community is very welcoming. They're very nice people here. Haven't ran across a lot of like asshole people. And most of the time, people are very helpful. Like, you ask a question in chat, they jump on it and they answer it. A lot of times you run across people like this character, because it's one of the things about this server, I have it turned on. It's a glyph, and it's one that makes me flag for PvP indefinitely. So, like, I would have to remake my character, and at first I was like, okay, I'll just do it, because I doubt there's much PvP. But then I found out there are people who like to PvP, and I'm not into PvP at all. I took the benefit for the XP game. But I've done a little bit, Nothing like where I've killed somebody or anyone's killed me, but enough to have a few duels or fights that happen, like break out and I get involved, or I'm involved in it, and the other person will run away and I'll let them go. Like, I'm not a PvPer, but what I've experienced so far has actually been kind of fun. And not something that's going to make me rage and go nuts. Just something that's fun. Like, I had a rogue try to come after me. I targeted him with my hunter's mark, and he ran off crying. Like, literally ran away, and he was crying, his character. I was like, okay, is he afraid of me? Like, what's going on? I mean, I was level 18, and he was level 11. I would be scared, too, so. But then I had a level, I don't know, priest follow me around for a good hour yesterday in this area, and I was like, oh man, do I want to stick around here, or do I want to get the frick out of Dodge? And I was like, I'll just stick around, I'll just keep going, because he's not really bugging me. And then he came up to me and he started talking to me, and I was like, okay, cool, hey, what's up? Like, and it's those moments, like, that happens. But then I've had some really funny RP moments and stuff like that. Like, I was in the like, I met a guy in Goldshire, a human, and we adventured together to kill Princess and do something else. And then I was in the inn in Darnassus, not Darnassus, but I was over here in the Tedrasil at Dolinar, at the inn, and that guy showed up there, and I was at the counter at the weaponsmith, or weapons person, and he shows up, and he goes, oh, funny finding you here. And it just turned into like a funny kind of thing, you know, like we kind of RP'd it off, and then like he took off, I took off, and then I haven't seen him since. But it's like those kind of moments that kind of make you smirk and go, you know, that's funny, he remembered me, you know? And so I've just been kind of enjoying that. And then, like, I've had other experiences, too, like RP experiences, like with the Hogger quest. One of the quests to go into one of the mines over in Goldshire. Like, I ran across somebody and we RP'd our way through that. I RP'd the princess quest on my paladin with a priest. And, or no, a human hunter. No, or not a human hunter, a human rogue, sorry. And I was like pretending like I was tracking Princess in the pumpkin field. And I was like, well, it looks like they've been here recently, but we'll have to wait for them to come back. And they were like, yeah. And I was like, well, maybe we should hide by the barn so nobody's, you know, these bandits don't see us. And they were like, yeah, that's a good idea. So we went and stood by the barn, and I put down a campfire, and we wound up cooking some food while we were there, and we were just kind of talking, like, out of character, like, just talking about our experience in the game so far, and, you know, everything, and the guy was like, yeah, I'm really digging this is fun, you know, all this kind of stuff, and I was agreeing with him, because it started with me. I asked him, I said, so what do you think of this server? And they were like, oh, I just started the other day, and they're like, but I'm having a blast here. And I said, yeah, I agree. I said, I've been here for like a week, and this is like my second or like fourth character at the time, and I'm just loving it. And they're like, yeah, this is cool, you know, that these people did this. But that's my point, is the community's welcoming, the server's done well. I haven't ran across too many weird things besides the swimming thing, which is like, you have to press, when you press spacebar in the original WoW, you would swim up. In this, you start jumping. It's weird. Don't know why, just happens. So, imagine doing this underwater. Other than that, I haven't really ran across a lot of bugs or problems. I mean, I get frustrated with certain quests because they're more group orientated, and I'm not in a group most of the time. But then they're like, somebody will come along and we'll group up and we'll do the quest. And I have a lot of fun with that. So I've just been, like I said, I've been having fun, enjoying the journey, and want to share it with you guys. So that's what I've been up to. And like I said, if you are interested, check the link in the description. You can check it out for yourselves. It's not super hard to install or play. It's just easy. So, but yeah, other than that, I mean, if you guys are definitely interested, go check it out. I would encourage you to go check it out. It's a lot of fun. But other than that, you guys know what's coming next. If you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that like button. If you guys want to see more videos by me, you can subscribe. If you do subscribe, I do suggest you click that notification bell and be notified when I post new videos. Other than that, I want to thank you all for watching. Until next time, have a wonderful day, and this guy might see you in game. Bye.